Rainy day bike haul. Got a bunch of different bikes here, but today's focus is going to be on this bike right here. So this is actually my buddy's son's bike. He was riding it one day and went to start it back up and it would not start. So my friend is a pretty good mechanic. He looked at it and he went through the carburetor, fuel system, said there's good compression, but he cannot get it to fire up. He said he tried everything and that was kind of the last resort. So I said I'll pick it up from him and see what I can do. So today's goal is to obviously get this bike up, running and driving. Looks to be complete. It is a 1999 Suzuki Rm80 and it's pretty clean for the year. Doesn't look too bad. So we'll see what's going on with it today. We'll get this thing off the trailer and start taking a look. Looks like it's missing the plastics right here for it. But everything's on the engine. There's the carb. So far this one's a mystery. Let's see if we can solve it and get this bike up and running today. Alright, little walk around here of the bike. I believe the brakes are working. Front brake works. Tiny little engine in there. Is that the original carb? Yep, original Mikuni carb. Let's see if it has compression here. Oh yeah, there's compression. Really good compression actually. Really good for an 80. Alright, well, let's kick this thing over a couple times. See if she fires up. Yeah, she definitely does not want to go. Must not be getting spark or something. Alright, got the bike in the garage. Let's start checking over this bike and we'll try to figure out what's wrong with it. So right off the bat, we're going to look at the VIN, make sure it is a 1999. So 10 digits down. Going to be an X. And then we can check in our chart here. X 1999. So it is in fact a 1999. So that way if we're looking for parts and stuff, we can find the right parts. So right off the bat, we're going to check the oil. Kind of see what that looks like. See if it's milky, see if there's chunks in it, and kind of go from there. That looks a little milky, doesn't it? Really gray. But we'll see, we'll add different oil to it and see if it still does that once we get this thing fired up. Yeah, but right at the bat here, we're looking at the oil and it's looking a little bit milky to me. So I'm not liking that too much. We'll have to drain it here in a little bit and see what the transmission looks like. So it could be the water pump seals going, or it could just be the type of oil the owner used. We're going to look at the coolant, see if that's low. And I do see that it is a little bit milky in there. That coolant, it almost looks like there's oil mixed in there. See that? I mean, it could be a dirty radiator from a previous owner that they just poured coolant into. But most likely it's that water pump seal failing and oil getting sucked into the coolant as well. See how dirty that is in there? So we'll drain that too before riding this thing, if we can get it fired up. Alright, there's an air filter in there. Looks to be oiled up. Looks good, nice and sealed. So no dirt should have gotten into the top end at all. And it looks like he just had the carb out, so I'm guessing that was nice and tight on the boot there while he rode it. So air filter checks out, that looks good. It looks like he already bypassed the kill switch here. Thinking maybe that was an issue. I wonder if this thing has weak spark or lost spark. We'll have to see, but yeah, definitely bypassed the kill switch. I've seen a lot of people overlook the fuel flow from the petcock. And what people do is they clean out the carb, they hook up the line, thinking that fuel is flowing into the carb, but it's actually not. So we might add a little filter in here so we can see if the gas is actually flowing. Let's see, turn the gas off. See if we're getting gas flow. There could be water in the gas as well. It is mixed. Good gas flow out of the petcock. So far I'm not seeing any water in the gas. Let's see. No, it doesn't look like any signs of water in there at all. So that all checks out. Just come off of here. There we go. Everything's hooked up here. So stator wires are all hooked up. We'll check the connection there. Looking for the grounds on the coil here. Those look good. You can see the two grounds going to the coil. Wire there is nice and tight. We'll check the connection here. And there's the CDI box there. We'll check that for cracks and everything if we don't have spark. I'm not sure if we do. So, all right, everything looks hooked up. The only thing not hooked up is the kill switch, which is just bypassed. So right now, because those are disconnected, that just bypasses the kill switch. If you connect these, that grounds out the coil and you won't have spark. So there could be a break in the system down here as well. You can see it's zip tied down here. So we can check all that. All right, could be a boot problem too. Lots of different things can go wrong with these bikes. Oh man, that's on there pretty good. Ouch. All right, take a look at the boot here. Check that out. You can see there's tape around here. This feels pretty loose in here. Plug is on there pretty tight. Running an NGK BR10 EYA. Plug is really wet. So I wonder if we lost spark here. It's really, really wet. Let's see. See what we're getting. Do we have spark? Moment of truth. All right. Well, we don't have spark. I think that would be the problem. Oh, there's spark. So it sparked one time. Let's see if I kick it over a little harder. There we go. It's sparking. wasn't kicking it hard enough. So we've got really good spark. So that's not the problem. That looks really good. At first I thought we weren't getting anything. Kicking it over by hand, it looks like you don't really get a whole lot of spark. There we go. So, we have spark. We can rule that out. It still could be the plug. We'll have to check that out too. But, yeah, that's really weird. Plug is extremely wet. So we know we're getting gas. It could be flooding it out. So there could be something wrong with the carb. To where it's just flooding out the whole machine and dumping gas in. Let's see what we get for compression. So I like to see the little 80cc bikes with over 130 for PSI. It will run with probably 90 PSI. But we're hoping for like 130, 140, 150. Somewhere in that range. Alright, we're going to throttle open. We're looking for right in this range right in here. Let's see what we get. It feels like it has a lot of compression for a little bike. Yeah, that's crazy good compression for an 80cc. We're at 150. What the heck? That's really good. So compression isn't an issue. All right, we've got compression, we have good spark. Let's take a look at this carb. It's gotta be something wrong with the carb. Well, we will see here. I don't think it's a blown head gasket or anything like that. Check the reeds as well. Make sure those look good. Everything's really stiff. It's really cold. Alright, make sure that slide's working properly here. Yep. Looking at the needle, it looks good. Let's just see what position that's in. There we go. All right, taking a look at the needle clip position. You can see in here you have to take out those two screws. All right. So we are, it looks like 2 positions from the top. It's not quite in the middle, so we're a little bit leaner than stock setting. So typically stock is right in the middle there. So this bike ran before like this, so we're just going to leave it. All right, here's the carb. Let's see if there's any water in the gas. Look. Doesn't look like any water in there. Take a peek. A little bit of gunk in there. I wonder if there's some gunk in that tank or the gas line. It's causing issues. Yeah, definitely a little gunk in there. So I always like to add a filter just in case. Even if the gas tank's plastic, you can still get those little plastic pieces everywhere. From the gas line and from the gas tank. So, a little bit of gunk in there. Alright, pin fell out already for the float. There's the needle. Needle rubber feels good. Get this gasket out of here. Alright. Yeah, you can see, look at this. There's gunk in here. That looks like it's from the gas line. Stuff is getting in there. Alright, what are we running here? Looks like a 210 main. And that is clear. Make sure that's not all clogged up. We'll blow through that. Make sure that's good. Alright, let's take a look at the seat here. This one comes out. This one has an O-ring around it. We'll check out the O-ring. A lot of times on these carbs, the O-ring is the problem. This O-ring can go bad and gas seeps past there and overfills the carb. And that floods out your bike. That one feels good already, I can already tell. Yep, that's nice. So that's still rubbery. Nice tight seal in there. But I do see a little gunk in there as well. So something's making its way into the carburetor. See if that's working. Yep, still has a rubber on there. Alright, nothing wrong with the float. Alright, pilot's next. We can take a look at the pilot. Aha! Oh, no, pilot's clear. What the heck? I thought pilot was clogged, but that's clear too. So we're running for a pilot here. Yep, 25 for the pilot. We'll have to look at the specs and see if that's the stock pilot. But that was not clogged. So I think that was all the way in. Maybe that was the problem. That was all the way in. So we're gonna blow this thing out really good, clean it up, and reinstall everything. It might have been that air screw. All right, this pilot jet just has a little gunk in there. It's still clear, I just want to make sure it's completely clear here. I like to do that and spray a little WD-40 in there. WD-40 is a cleaner, so it'll get all that gunk out of there. And then you'll blow it through with compressed air. All right, we looked up the specs. So on this carburetor, stock jetting is 210 for the main, 25 for the pilot, which we have in here. The air screw, we're gonna set to 1.5 turns out right away. This was set to 0, so I'm thinking that was the issue. Hopefully we get lucky in that. That was the problem. Let's see. 1.5. So float height for the 1999 Rm80 is gonna be 19 millimeters. So you've got 19 millimeters here. A quick measure. You want to measure from the inside gasket surface here. So it's gonna be like right there. And as you can see, we are spot on. So from the top of the float to the gasket surface, which is like right about there. I mean, we're within a millimeter easily. So we are spot on there. So float height looks perfect. Before we put the carburetor back on, let's take a look at the reeds. See what those look like. Typically reeds won't prevent the bike from starting, but if they're really bad, they might. So typically if you have a reed problem, your bike will be pretty boggy. Look at the reeds first. Those look absolutely perfect. Of course, right? No gaps in there, you can't see any daylight through them. Yeah, those look really good. So, not a single issue with the reeds. Take a look at the boot here. Looking for any cracks in the boot. There's a little one right there, but that's not past the actual carburetor. And that all looks good. I believe this will make it seal. A little bit on the back side here. That into place. Alright, we'll get that bolted down. Alright, carburetor's back installed. We just took the line off the gas tank and it feels really good. Still rubbery. Looks pretty much brand new. So it doesn't look like it's peeling or anything. We're gonna put a filter in between the line so we can see if fuel's going to the carb. And also, I think there's some debris in the bottom of the gas tank getting into the carb, so that'll prevent that as well. Here's our little filter here. So flow is going that way. Let's see if gas flows in here. See if the carb leaks. Looks like the filter's leaking a little bit. Alright, let's see if it's still leaking here. Alright, I think we're good to go. So, without further ado, let's see if this thing fires up. Now that the carburetor is cleaned, pilot jet's clear, air screw is out 1.5 turns, and we've got the filter on there. Alright, here we go. Hopefully it fires right up. Choke it. One and two. What the heck? It's a backfire. I wonder if that woodruff key is sheared off the flywheel. Interesting. You could hear it backfire out the carb or the pipe. Yeah, this should fire up instantly. Something's going on. Silencer is not plugged up. It should backfire again. Well, at least she fired up. It's acting really weird though. Now it won't fire back up. Yeah, it's acting really, really strange. We're gonna squirt some premix down the carb. Maybe the carb's not getting gas. All right, looks like it started up with the gas directly down the carb. Let's see if it continues to fire up. also sounded pretty boggy. Yeah, it doesn't want to start now. Alright, we took out the spark plug again. And we're just checking for spark. Making sure we still have it. At first I thought it was a Woodruff key because it was backfiring. But then it ran pretty good, so I don't think it's that anymore. Let's just see if it's still sparking here. Consistent. Let's see if I move this boot a little bit, if it's still sparking. Yep. Let's see if I move it to back here. Yep, still sparking. Yeah, sparking really good. Just want to take off this boot here. It's all taped up. Let's just see what's going on here. Why is it taped up? Alright, so that is interesting. Let's see why this is taped up. Must be cut here. Alright, so we're just gonna cut that wire off. We had good spark, but maybe when it's tilted in a certain direction we don't, you know. Alright, we've got the boot repositioned, spark plug back in. Let's see if she fires up now. Died. Put the gas tank back on. Well, that sounds a lot better. What the heck? Fuck. Now I've just died again. Really odd. We changed up the spark plug. Now she's running a lot better. I don't smell any engine oil burning at all. Carb isn't leaking. Yeah, it sounds pretty good. Alright, so far so good. I think it might have been that spark plug the whole time. Let's see if it dies. It seems like it wants to die when it gets really hot. Like the coil's going. Seems to be doing pretty good. All right. think she might be fixed. See if she fires back up. Alright, this thing's been consistently running for about an hour now. I've been kicking it over, starting it up, letting it idle for like an hour. So it's gotta be good, right? Let's try starting it up again, see if it fires right up. Consistently fires right up. Sounds really good. Revs out all the way. So I think she's fixed. So this one, I believe, was a bad spark plug, and that coil wire maybe not making the best connection to the boot, is my guess. Because when we took off that boot, a bunch of wire was exposed, and it looks like maybe it wasn't contacting the little screw in the boot correctly the whole time. So when you put it on the spark plug, it bends that over, and maybe it wasn't sparking all the time consistently. Between cutting off a piece of that wire, securing the boot, and then putting a new spark plug in, I think we fixed the issue. All right, we gotta get this kill switch hooked back up. These have to go inside of here. So let's get that zip tie off. Those go right to there and there. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get them back in there. Looks a little tricky. We might need a new kill switch for it. All right, when we first checked the oil, it looked pretty milky, so let's drain it out and see what that looks like. The drain plug is right there. Ooh, she's pretty milky. Yeah, I'm pretty sure coolant's mixing in there. I'll drain the coolant too. Alright, let's check out the oil. Yeah, no metal flakes at all in there. But you can see it's pretty thin. It looks like water was mixed with it, but we'll see. We'll add some fresh oil and see if it does the same thing. Alright, coolant's drained from the screw right here. Let's see what that looks like. This should be interesting. Let's see if it's all full of oil. It's not horrible. She's a little gross looking, but alright, this thing takes 550 milliliters. We're using 10W40 wet clutch oil. Alright, that's topped off. Get this thing fired up again. see if the oil's still milky here. Yeah. Alright, coolant's mixing with the oil. Unfortunately. Look at that. Look how milky that is right away. So water pump seals are junk. Instantly milky. Wow. Alright, so we know that the water pump seals are bad. We can order some of those up. Alright, one other thing I want to just quick check and make sure that isn't leaking is the crank seal on the left side here. Sometimes it can leak out by the flywheel, and what happens is when that one goes, it sucks in air and causes an air leak. So let's just check and see what that looks like. I thought I saw something drip from underneath this cover. Let's check it out. If it's dry, we'll leave it. There will be pooling right in here. No, it's super dry. A little dirty, but very dry in there. So, must have been dripping from this hose right here. I just noticed the wheel bearings are pretty toast in here as well. Wouldn't be a bad idea to get new wheel bearings. This little bike is running pretty good. We got some fresh 480 to 1 in there. Let's take it for a little rip, see if she goes through all the gears, and then we'll have to replace that water pump seal at some point. But at least we got this thing running good. So let's go give you a little test drive. Well, the 1999 Suzuki Rm80 is running great. This thing rips wheelies pretty good. Pretty powerful little bike, and I guess with 150 PSI, you're gonna have that with a little bike. So yeah, this thing rips good. So all that's left to fix is the water pump seal, but I think John, the person that owns this bike, he is going to do that himself. So we're gonna go drop this off, see what he has to say about it, and yeah, all this work is done for free. So hopefully his son enjoys the bike for many years to come. Let's go drop this thing off.
The motor here, all it was is a fouled out plug.
Well, this was pretty close to that.
Oh God. I'll move this thing.
I got it. I was going through it. Everything checked out. You know, compression was perfect, 150. Gas didn't have water in it. It was mixed perfectly. Carburetor looked good. The only thing I saw wrong with the carburetor was the air screw was turned all the way in.
Oh yeah, yep.
You remember doing that? Okay. So you're probably just testing, you know, thinking maybe it was the air screw at one point. And then I looked at the coil wire, the boot here.
Yeah.
And that was actually...
Here, you want to put it in the light?
Yeah, sure. That was actually not making contact completely. So it was sparking sometimes, sometimes not. And then I changed out the plug, and that seemed to do the trick. So either the plug or the coil boot. Even though it was sparking really good.
That was it.
Yeah, and it fired right up. So... And, I ran this thing for probably 2 hours just testing it. I'm like, something else has to be wrong with it, but that was it.
I sat out here for an hour kicking that over, probably burnt about 9 million calories, and then I said I'm done with it. And I'm like, well, that's when I decided to message you, because I'm like...
I'm sure you saw the spark on the plug, right? It was really good. Really nice and blue. I don't know if you checked spark or not.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was good.
It was really good. Yep.
So then another thing I had at one point where these were touching.
Okay.
And then I separated them. I see the kill switch is gone, which is fine.
Yeah, I was gonna order up a new one.
No, I'll get one.
The other one I tried to solder it, and it was so hard to get in there. Yeah, that was pretty much it. So now she fires right up and runs pretty good. So, I checked the reeds. The reeds were perfect. What else did I check on it? Oh, one thing that is wrong with it, still, the water pump seal is leaking into the engine.
Oh, really?
Yep, so your water pump seal shot. It turns that oil like really milky. And then if you look at the coolant, it actually looks like it's a little bit milky-ish.
Oh yeah, I
looking
do
in there.
see what you
like
mean.
There's oil in there. So that's a pretty easy fix. Just take off that cover and put a new seal in. So.
Wait, so you changed oil in it too?
Yeah, I changed the oil to see if it was the water pump seal or if it was the oil you put in, because it was really milky gray looking, and it turned that color instantly. So
tell you the truth, I would have never known that, because I actually owned this bike like 11 years ago.
Okay.
Sold it to a dude for like $800. And it sat in his backyard, and he rode it around, and then called me like 5 years ago and was like, hey, you want to buy this bike for like $400 for your kid? And he's like, the wheel's junk.
Oh yeah, the bearings?
No, he said because the tire doesn't hold air.
Okay.
So, whatever. He's an inner tube.
Yep.
And then, I tell you the truth, I bet you I'm the last one, what I'm getting at, I'm probably the last one to change oil on his bike.
Yeah. It wasn't like horrible, but it was milky, so.
Well, I see what you mean about that radiator. Like, yeah, that's definitely got some oil in there.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
And I changed out the coolant to see if it would do that again, and it just made it gross right again. So.
Man, you just went through this whole thing like.
Yep.
Like nothing.
Yep, and then, yeah, obviously the wheel bearings in the back are bad.
I guess I didn't really look at... Oh, yep.
But, I mean, that's all little stuff that... At least it runs,
Yeah, I mean, something.
It's a good beater bike.
Something for my kids to learn on, ride on.
Yep.
It's like I always say, man, if you can't run top 5 on old stuff, you ain't gonna do it on the new stuff.
Nope.
Should I fire her up?
Yeah, see if it runs.
Do a burnout?
Maybe choke her.
Get out of here. I'm gonna have to take it off. I can't bend anymore.
That's what happens when you get old.
Yeah. And break a bunch of bones.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Definitely running a lot better.
Yeah.
She's ready for Anaheim 1.
Yeah, she rips pretty good.
Oh man.
It was pulling wheelies when I was riding it. I was like, what the heck?
Smells like glass.
I know, it smells good. It smells really good. I put a little 40-1 in there too. It was getting a little bit low. And,
Okay.
But yeah, running pretty good. All right, so do people remember John Bradley on the channel? I think it was 2019 you'd have to go back to.
It would be the TRX 250R, both of them. And then it would be that CR 250 with me riding wheelie on the road.
Oh yeah, that was a great video.
Here, we'll give them something to help remember me.
Yep.
Because it's been a while.
It has been a while.
And the inventory has changed.
Oh, has it?
Yeah, big time.
Take a peek. Did you add another garage in? 1, 2, 3.
No, yeah, that was there.
You want this door closed or no?
Yeah, you can show. So, this has changed completely, but I got the DRZ, one of the TTRs,
Oh yeah.
XR80, my son's King Cobra,
Oh yeah.
and then
The Cobra's pretty cool.
Yeah, that bought that 2 years ago, and it needed everything. Oh yeah, right here. Oh yeah, so they probably.
Oh yeah.
So I started racing this bike again.
Yeah, I think they've probably seen this bike, right? Last video, possibly.
Maybe. I don't remember. No, because I raced this at the end of 2020, and then I raced it last year for my accident.
Okay.
Then, if you got a light on that thing?
Nope.
That's my 91 Sierra 125.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if you can see that orange tag, but that's an AMA Pro band. That was a pro's bike.
Yeah, it's a cool bike.
I got all the parts in a box, but brand new rebuilt motor, put the motor in the frame. I told you about that deal. But,
Yeah, so what does that need then?
it just needs to be put back together, and it needs the clip on the power valve.
Oh, okay. It's not too bad.
I around to it, but after my accident, I haven't been too motivated to work on my stuff.
Yeah, no.
My kids all day long, but and then actually we got some cool gems over here that have changed. So we got that sweet 2024 Honda Gold one.
Oh yeah, look at that. Little CT, is that a CT70?
Yep.
That's pretty cool. Don't see many of those left.
1993, my dad bought it brand new, right with that Honda 50.
Oh yeah, that's cool too.
That was my sister's. That's why it still looks like new.
Wow.
And then I bought this Honda Shadow.
How do you like that?
What?
You don't like it?
I don't know. I ride it up and down the driveway and get the mail on it here and there. I don't know. I'm not one for riding on the road. I pretty much got it so I could roll into my kid's soccer game in style. Because everybody threatened to call the cops and I'd show up on my dirt bike. So I guess that doesn't look good for those YMCA members.
Yeah, probably not.
And then I got a cool one down here. It's a rare one, especially if you're from a plated 2005 CRF 250X.
Oh, that's cool. You don't see many plated ones.
No, that's some guy.
Is that the one you ride to your kids' stuff? Or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, well, this was after my kitty quit playing soccer. I don't know why.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. Or finished out the season. You can't quit on the team. But anyways.
You have a lot of bikes here. Wow.
Yeah, 2005 Sheriff 250X, 2003 Sheriff 150F. This one, we just kind of put together. We found it in a barn. That's 82 XR100. 1989 Honda CR250, first year of the upside down forks.
Those are cool.
Next to it is a 1997 CR125. That's the last year of the steel frame. Then next to that is my old race bike. I sold that to my dad. It's a 07 Sheriff 450R. And then the next one's a 1996 XR250L. Then next to that one, we have two of them, but that's one of them. That's a 2001 KDX 200. Then the fender next to that is a 2004 Sheriff 150F. Then next to that is a 2005 Sheriff 250R. I broke my knee and my femur and my foot on that bike. Then next to that is an immaculate 2006 CR250. That bike is actually one of my videos.
Wait, 2006?
2006.
Isn't it the last year they made them?
No,
or 2007. So wow,
it's
even
so
06.
close.
Yeah, that's a really nice bike.
So
You don't see many of those around.
That bike and this 07 450 are in my video of what to look for when buying a dirt.
Oh, okay.
Just a quick video. And then next to that is a 94 CR250.
Oh yeah, you can see the graphics. Yeah.
And then next to that, those are two CR80s. One's an 01 and the other one's a 2000. Those are my dad's CR80s.
Nice.
And then next to that is my 99 YZ250 with a blown transmission. And then next to that is my 97 CR, which actually, I didn't even know that them bikes were even down there. I'm wore in the trailer. But that 97 CR250, that's that one where I raced that day, where I raced plus 30.
Oh, okay.
And then I won plus 30. And then I had to get on that bike immediately after and race 8 more laps. And I took third with those teenagers.
Wow.
Jamming with them. And then when I got home, it blew up. Yeah, that bike. That was good. And then that was about it. I got actually.
Wow, nice.
I got 3 more to show everybody.
Wow.
So this is our little motorcycle trailer. It ain't nothing special. It's good enough for me.
Yeah.
It keeps the gear and the tools and the bikes dry. But anyways, it's kind of a mess right now.
Oh yeah, look at that. That's a nice bike.
That's the. So this is my son Emmett's TTR90.
Nice.
And then that's my other.
Is that 60?
Yeah, KX60.
I haven't seen one of those before.
97. I bought that bike when they were like 6, and we go to just a field and I just teach them how to ride the clutch. Actually, there's videos of my son riding that bike on the lake.
Wow.
And that's the bike that I got in an accident on. It's all fixed up now, obviously.
Yeah, that's a nice bike.
I put those red bars on it, and then I got the padded Renthal pad to bring back that Jeff Stanton look.
Yeah.
And then that was it, but yeah,
Quite the collection you got.
Oh, we all got to collect something.
Yep.
That is probably the fastest dirt bike I've ever ridden in my life.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, if you had this next to my 07, I would choose that 07 over that all day before I would have that.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes I say if you got an old bike and if you like it, just keep it.
Yep.
I don't know. You kind of get to a certain point where you ain't going to go any faster. So sometimes what you got, if it works, just keep it.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know. I put the new bars on it. We had to re-straighten the forks and the triple clamps. The handlebar clamps are changed. Front number plate was changed. Those plastics weren't on the bike when I crashed.
Oh, okay.
I still have them, but they have like, I don't know, like the handprints and everything from when I was trying to pick the bike up.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, that's probably a story I'll have to put in a video.
Yeah, you'll have to tell them about the crash.
Yeah, that was.
It's an interesting story. So if you're interested, go over to his channel and check it out.
Here, let me look up my channel. Let me look up my Instagram, and then I'll know. I was keeping up. So it's Jonathan Bradley 1, and then it's me.
Do you want me to show on your Instagram on here?
It's me on my YZ85 when I was probably 9, and then my YouTube channel is Jonathan Bradley.
Okay. Yeah, go check it out. I'm sure you'll be posting at some point. Got the bike out here.
A little better view.
Yep.
You got the old refined construction. MX Tech suspension, which it doesn't even have that on there to show off. But this was my buddy's graphics kit, who was a pro.
Okay.
So I just copied his stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
We'll fire her up. So these EFI bikes, it's kind of weird. You have like this pull-out thing here, kind of like a choke. I don't really know what it is. I never read the owner's manual. And then
you just do it.
And then you got these buttons where I know, like, when it flashes 3 times, that's fast as shit. And then if you have this flash 3 times, it still has the fastest shit torque, but this doesn't make it as snappy.
Okay.
So I have no idea where it's at. After my crash, like, everything kind of didn't work right, but it ran, and then I just left it. But yeah, my first electric start bike. It's on the fastest shit mode. I don't know if it'll flash again or not.
This one's flashing.
Yeah, I don't know what it's telling me, but I think green means go.
Oh, okay.
I'd rather be safety sorry.
Yeah.
Well, this is how you do a start off pavement.
Oh, man. Grip's pretty good.
That's about all I do.
It's a loud bike.
Is it that loud?
Yeah.
I was gonna put some Yoshis on her, but maybe not.
Holy cow.
By the way, that is not on how you start on pavement. That's on how you do not start on pavement.
Yeah, a little burnout there.
Honestly, whenever I start on pavement, I throw dirt on it. And then I just let the track members shovel it off when I take home my participant trophy.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. This is the first brand new bike I ever bought. And then yeah, I got in that crash. I broke 10 ribs, collapsed both lungs.
Don't tell your story yet.
I'm not gonna tell the story.
Not the whole thing.
Should I finish the injuries?
Yeah.
Shattered my spleen. I had 3 pints of an internal bleeding. And then I laid on that track for 4 hours. And I'll make my own video telling the whole story.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah, it was a good one. I'll even talk about the nurses. And some were males. So it's all PG stuff.
Oh boy.
I'm just saying. But yeah, it was a good time. I was gonna sell the bike, and then I decided to keep it.
As a memory.
Well, I was kind of short. I didn't have enough cash to buy it, and my mom co-signed on the loan. There ain't many moms that do that.
No, not on a dirt bike.
No, not at all. Like maybe on a
house,
like
maybe
college loan
college,
or something.
maybe.
I don't know. Maybe for a church fund.
Yeah,
I don't
dirt
know.
bike is the last thing I think moms usually co-sign.
Yeah, but she did it. But she.
That's a pretty nice mom.
So yeah, it's like I'll just keep it. One thing I got to give her a little bit of credit for is she never blamed herself for the crash, which a lot of parents would do.
Yeah.
I don't even know who she blamed. Probably blame my dad for getting me that bike.
I think you crashed it though, so probably yourself.
I mean, it's my fault.
Yeah.
I should have did it.
Should have had a GoPro on, because then you could see what happened actually, because you forgot everything.
For a while, but now I do.
Yeah.
But I still can't say.
You probably wouldn't want to watch it back.
I should have had a GoPro because people don't believe the story.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, that would be intense. You walking back and stuff. And, yeah.
That's between me and the guy upstairs. Whatever.
Yep.
I made it back, and the bike's here. I actually have the parts hanging on the tree back there, or they were back there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's a nice bike. It's
really nice.
It's fast as hell, but
yeah.
I know I'll never be in the shape to ride it to what it needs to be again, but I don't mind doing what I just
Maybe
did.
one of your sons one day.
Maybe. I'll lower it, let them ice race it.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're already riding all my stuff. That KX60 was mine first.
Wow.
Yeah, I bought it for a pit bike. Whatever, though. Yeah, I lost the whole shot device in the crash.
Oh, yeah.
I still got this. I don't know where that went. Sometimes when the chicks are jogging down the street, I ride it down the road and I do a little bit of a wheelie, and I'm like, oh, I'm just getting ready to go out and ride on my big X Games track back there. I said, I don't know. I almost got the gold medal last year. Maybe I'll get it this year. And
you'll have to come and watch.
yeah, that's what they always say. And I don't know. I just told them just carry back my first place trophy.
Yeah.
Let's see, what sucks is when they ask to go to the race.
Yeah.
And then they ain't carrying back my first place trophy. they're
carrying back the participation
They're
ribbon.
handing me my Lunchables and my Uncrustables to bring the calories back. No, yeah, or my participation medal.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. They're like, never mind.
No, I'm kidding. I don't say that.
Well, thanks for showing your collection.
Anytime. Thanks to everybody watching it.
Yep. Go
Thanks,
check
Joe,
out.
for fixing the RM80.
Yeah, no problem.
I don't know. I was getting real frustrated with it, and I was ready to
sell it.
sell it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, you know what?
Now you can sell it running and get a little bit more for it.
I'll keep it for the kids. I was just getting really frustrated. It happens with bikes, though. It always does. That's
Sometimes you just have to give up on it for a little bit and then take another crack at it. And
yeah,
I do that too.
That's why you got to own more than one.
Yep. Go to the next one. Let that one sit for a while.
Now you know why I got them stacked up.
Yep.